Anthony F. here, Pantherware LLC, and we're going to talk real quick about something that's near and dear to everyone's heart: vehicle transportation progression. Yes. So I'm going to start back to the horse and buggy. Remember the horse and buggy? No, you don't. Huh? Interesting. Remember the ranchers that grew the horses, sold the horses for the buggies? Remember that huge enterprise? No? That system, economic system for the horse ranchers and the horseshoers and blacksmiths and to make the buggies. No? None of that rings a bell? Okay. So when the automobile first came out, the horse and buggy owners or sellers rather didn't feel too much uh, hype because only the rich could afford the automobile. So it's not like they had a fleet of them. One rich family, one automobile per rich family, probably. But then good old Henry Ford made the Model T, which made automobiles a lot more affordable, allegedly. So that probably had the horse ranchers shaking in the boots. Who's going to buy their horses? You know, who's going to shovel the horse stuff that's in the city streets? Because when the horse goes to the bathroom, he just goes to the bathroom and keeps on moving. What about that guy? You know, the whole economic system around horse and buggy disappeared, dissolved, imploded, destroyed when the automobile became more affordable for everyone. So you had this petrol gasoline automobile for, oh boy, how many years? 1920s maybe when Model Ts got popular. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 1990, around the time the Toyota Prius came out 25 years ago. So, 2000s. Wow. In the early 2000s, the Toyota Prius made its debut, and it was one of the first viable electric vehicles. So, back then it was a novelty. So, not a lot of people bought it. Only the cool people bought it. But now, as you can see, as I'm scrolling through, electric vehicles are an amazing price right now. For some reason, I keep hearing the YouTubers saying just lease electric vehicle, don't buy it because of the value going down, the appreciation, the depreciation. But people in the city don't care about that. We just need a car to go from A to B. And if there's a car available in the 20,000s or even lower, oh, that's sick. The Kia Soul EV Plus. Wow. $8,000. Wow. With just 24,000 miles on it. They treat these vehicles like they're iPhones. The second that you buy an iPhone, 6 months later, the new iPhone and the one in your hand has lost most of its price. You can go on Amazon and get a refurbished Apple product from MacBook to iPhones at an incredible deal. Way less than when they were brand new. And these EVs are following the same sort. The quality has not dropped. They are still as good as the day that you bought it. So to watch your depreciation die is really silly because everyone knows when you buy any car, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it loses value. Everybody knows that. So this EV value thing is really silly. I don't know who's the kernel of truth in here or who's starting this. Because this is a fact for any car. So as you can see, the EVs are getting really popular. Look at that. The Model S 100D. That's a huge battery. $20,895. Just 95,000 miles. And this is the other thing about EVs. There's no transmission to die out on you after 100,000 miles. So 95 is like half a year. 95,000 miles is still a good car. But why is it only $20,000? Because you're going by the old rules of a transmission and an engine that's been running for 100,000 miles. It's about to have trouble. That is not the case with electric vehicles. Of course, they'll have their issues, but it won't be as major as that. EV battery rating is excellent. You can't even blame the battery. People try though. It's really strange. I do not own an electric vehicle. No matter how low this thing is, I do not have the money for it. But if I had the money for it, I would get something just so I can get accustomed to electric vehicles, you know? 13,000 for 2015. It's only 10 years old. Because it's over 102,000 miles. So what? To be honest though, these prices are being shown with the IRS EV tax rebate because you get about $2,000 to $4,000 back according to where you live. If you're in a EV friendly state, you get even more back. So it's really up to you. But look, oh yeah, this is the Ioniq EV. This is the first one, not Ioniq 5 or 9, 4, 3. I think they're odd numbers. This is the first one. This one I'm not sure on. This one I believe has slower charging. The Mustang Mach-E, good charging speed. $20,000 after the IRS rebate. So it's normally $22,000, $23,000. For 2021, what's that, 5 years? 54,000 miles, that's all? Yeah. So people have to get used to it. Same way they have to get used to not riding a horse and buggy. They have to get used to the transition of not having gasoline in your car. I recall of the show, the movie iRobot, where the young lady said, "Are you crazy? You know those things explode, right?" Because the motorcycle that Will Smith was driving was a combustible engine, like regular cars. And regular cars explode. That's how they get their power. The pistons inside the engine explodes. I think y'all know that. So the other thing about the EVs exploding or catching on fire, gasoline cars blow up, catch on fire way more often than EVs. Check the numbers. So yeah, it's just a painful progression, an irritable adjustment. But mark my words, this is happening, y'all. You can fight and kick all the way down, but this is happening. And if you're smart, you'll get a good price one just so that you can drive it around and get used to it. So that when the next generation comes, when it only takes 10 minutes or as fast as gasoline fill up, then you know mainstream is ready for it. But that's just my thoughts. Tell me what y'all think. Anthony F., Brantford Ware LLC.